Mr. Chairman, I rise today in strong opposition to the Kline-Foxx-Hastings-McCarthy amendment that would stop the Department of Education's proposed gainful employment regulation. For-profit colleges account for only 7% of the higher education student population, yet last year 44% of student loan borrowers who defaulted within 2 years of beginning their repayment were students who had attended for-profit schools. Now, Mr. Speaker and members, I know something about these private post-secondary schools. One could make the argument, and you will hear that, oh, not all the schools. Of course, not 100% of the schools are rip-off schools, but a huge majority of them are. I have experienced some of this firsthand. While I was working with poor students in South Los Angeles, we were trying to get them into GED classes. The recruiters would come along and tell them that they could get them into their schools, they could help them to get Pell Grants, and they could help them get a career. And lo and behold, they would sign up. And you would see them a few days later. Some were going to be dental assistants, and they had a little green jacket on, and they had a little box that they carried to make it look as if they were carrying dental tools. But it was just a matter of months later when you would find sometimes the school was out of business. They had been going to school. There were no teachers. There was no equipment. They were rip-off schools. And I want to tell you, they make a lot of money. Take a look at one school, Capella. They earned $335 million in profits. 78% of that was government money. Now, my friends on the opposite side of the aisle will have you to believe they want to save the government money. They want to make sure that they do everything to protect the government from spending the taxpayers' money unwisely. Something's wrong with this picture when they take the floor and argue for the continued ripoff of our students and our taxpayer money to these schools. Let me tell you who some of them are. Corinthian, bad reputation. Everest, ITT, Westwood, and guess what? Kaplan University. Guess who owns Kaplan? The Washington Post. You think the Washington Post makes most of its money from the newspaper? You got another thought coming. Their profits and their revenue, for the most part, is coming from Kaplan University, who have been found to have done all kinds of things to get these students in, charging them higher prices for these classes. They're not getting jobs. They don't get a career, and they end up not only owing the government money, but they're prevented from having a decent quality of life because now they can't get a Section 8. They can't get another Pell Grant. And you know what? In many states, they're going after Social Security money and retirement money. This is the next big scandal in America. You think that the meltdown that we just had and the foreclosures that we're experiencing across this country is bad. You wait until the investigations are done and the truth is told and the amount of money is counted about the rip-offs. Now, I know that this is a powerful lobby I'm working against. I understand that. They roam these halls and they've got plenty of resources and they put out plenty of materials. They buy full-page ads. They're up on television, the Joe Blow School of Computer Learning that has no schools. I want to tell you, I understand how tough this is. But what I don't understand is how they could be joined by people who claim to care about the taxpayers' money and claim that they're fighting to reduce government when in fact they're supporting the rip-off schools that's increasing the amount of Pell Grants that we give to schools who will not get any jobs or create any careers. This is not right. We should not have to suffer this kind of misrepresentation. Our members of this House should be in support of students who want to learn. The worst thing that can happen to students who drop out of school, to students who haven't made it, to all of a sudden think that somehow they're going to get into a job and get into one of these rip-off schools and get disappointed time and time again. I know what populations they're targeting. I see them. They're targeting the welfare mothers. They're targeting gangbangers. They're targeting all kind of people that they know are going to have a difficult time succeeding. So you keep doing it because it's going to catch up with you. And I would ask that this amendment not be supported.